Hi, everybody. Pastor Brian's back here for our youth devotion for this week. I'm going to read a little portion of the book of Acts, and then I'm going to do a little object lesson around that reading. So it's a very short reading that I have today. This is from the second chapter of Acts. So just to kind of break this down, at this point in the history of the church, Jesus died and then was resurrected. The resurrection happened. And then he gathers the disciples and many other believers, and then he ascends. And we have a special day in the life of the church called Ascension Day, which is always celebrated in May. My hope is that the quarantine and the coronavirus is gone by the time we can celebrate Ascension Day. I will have a service that night at Freedom's Lutheran in Branch Township. And last year we had a wonderful, wonderful service, and I'm hoping we have that again. So hopefully all of this has passed by then, although you never know. But I just want to talk about this. This is after the ascension, this story. And this is how the church worked when they were first together. All right, so here we go. Awe came upon everyone because many wonders and signs were being done by the apostles. All who believed were together and had all things in common. They would sell their possessions and goods and distribute the proceeds to all, as any had need. Day by day, as they spent much time together in the temple, they broke bread at home and ate their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having the goodwill of all the people. And day by day, the Lord added to their number those who were being saved. And the reading ends there. So this is the very beginning of the church. There are the 12 disciples are there, and as well as many other believers, and they've set up this community. And what we're told is that it's this wonderful situation where everybody's helping each other out. Everybody's providing for each other, and if somebody doesn't have enough, somebody else helps them out. And we're challenged this time to be like that. That's how we're challenged to be. We're challenged to help each other out, to be community. And it's a little bit difficult when we're so far away from each other, when we're in our homes, when we can't go outside like we would like to, when we can't do the things that we're used to. Even those of us who don't like school probably would love to go back just to see our friends. But we're still challenged to be like the church was in the book of Acts, to be loving and helping each other out and providing for each other and giving of ourselves. So I want to tell you all that you can do this. You can still do this. There are local food pantries. You can encourage your mothers and your fathers and other members of your family to give to those food pantries that are still distributing food. You can help others out by just sharing love in terms of communication with each other. I know some of you have used classrooms using the Zoom program. You know, you can also do friend hangouts on Zoom, and you can call each other. And the good news is we have such wonderful technology, and this is one of those things right here, this video, in which we can reach out to each other and provide for each other companionship. So I want to show you something. This is Groot. I don't know which kids have seen these movies and which haven't. I saw them because, well, I was something of a comic book fan when I was a kid. Who am I kidding? I still read comic books. I'm 40 years old and I read comic books. This is Groot. And I am shocked, to be honest with you, because when I was a kid, I never thought a Groot action figure would exist, but a lot of them do. And Groot is a character in Marvel Comics, and kids, you probably already know this. Maybe I'm educating your parents or your grandparents when I say this, but he's an alien creature that's kind of a living tree. And he only says, usually, although they changed it now, but I'm going to go with the classic iteration here, usually says 3 words: I am Groot, and that's all he can say. So if you've ever seen the movie Guardians of the Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he says, I am Groot, and those are the only 3 words that he really has, except for one instance. for one instance. At the end of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, the whole team, Groot's one of them, they're all crashing down, and understand there's a raccoon kind of creature there, there's humans, there's a green-skinned woman, there's all of these different people. They've all come together at the end of the movie, and they've all kind of bonded with each other in that they've become kind of a family for each other. And at the end of that movie, Groot grows his limbs like a tree, and he grows like this massive wooden ball around the team as they're hurtling to their deaths. And he saves them all. And one of the characters, I think it's Rocket Raccoon, says to him, "But you're going to die." And he looks at Rocket Raccoon, and he doesn't say, "I am Groot." He says, "We are Groot. We are Groot." In other words, I'm a part of this family. And if I know that all of you are taken care of, I'm okay. And the community is important enough that I'll give up anything. And Groot even gives up his own life. And he gives those words, "We are Groot." Think about the church that way. We are the church. All of us. We are the church. And we don't exist without each other. We don't exist without God who loves us. We are church. And because of that, we act in love towards each other. Also, we are community. Right now I'm sitting here in Valley View, Pennsylvania. I'm going to drive home to Shamokin. And those are communities that I am a part of. And I serve a church in Branch Township. And in that, I'm a part of that community as well. And all of those communities, if we can embrace that idea of we could be a lot like the early church was, like what I just read about in the book of Acts. So, first of all, I hope everybody's washing their hands, keeping clean, doing all the things that we need to do. But also, I want you all to embrace what it means to be not just about yourself. We're not called to be selfish if we follow Jesus. We're called to love one another. The early church, in that part of Acts that I just read, they embody it. It's who they are. And the good news is, with the love that God has given us, we can be that together. We can be community. We can be church. We can be all of those things and so much more. Because God has knit us together. Even if we can't be right by each other. That's going to end my devotion for today. It was a little shorter this week. Again, if anybody has questions on the comments section of this video, either on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever, send me those questions. Some of you have texted me questions or emailed me questions. That works as well. I will answer any questions you give me on Monday morning before I do Bible study. I want to thank everybody because I like that interaction. It's good that we get to talk to each other that way. If you want to tune in, I'll be probably on Saturday. I will do a hymns and reflections. We'll do our Sunday worship, obviously, on Sunday morning. We'll begin at 9:30 with our puppet show and then do a worship service as well. Those of you who have might seen the Palm Sunday printout I put on the church's YouTube or Facebook page, you can print that palm out. You can color it, and we'll do the waving of the palm first thing during the service, like we always do. We'll just be doing it in front of a screen. But we'll all be doing it together because we are church. Have a good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody continues to stay safe. And thank you for watching. Take care.